Hello everyone and welcome to the first video in the first section of the course. And in this video what we're going to be looking at is basically what the deep web is and what are the differences between the deep web, the dark net and the clear web. So let's get started. So basically the deep web, or it's also known as the invisible web or the hidden web, are parts of the World Wide Web whose contents are not indexed by standard search engines or cannot be indexed by web crawlers. So that means that you can't really find this information using the standard search engines, and it is estimated that the deep web makes up 96% of the entire internet, and that's really a lot when you come to scale how big the surface web really is. Now let me explain the differences with the help of this image right here. Very nice image that'll hopefully explain everything clearly. So before we go into the differences, let's actually look at a very key thing here. Now the term deep web and dark web are often interchanged with each other, but they are not the same thing. The deep web simply refers to anything on the deep web that can't be found using a search engine, and as you can see from this image right here, let's start explaining what the differences really are. So the surface web is every website that you use on a daily basis. For example, you can be using YouTube, Google, etc. These are basically sites that can be accessed through a link. For example, if I search for example the name of a video on Google, the title of YouTube, the YouTube video will actually show up right there, and that means that it can be indexed through a search engine or can be accessed through web crawlers. Now the deep web contains information or things that are private, and anything that has security or authentication in order to access it. For example, we have emails, Dropbox, social media, and information that cannot be accessed with web crawlers or search engines. Now let me explain what this means. If I went to Google and I searched for the title of an email with the recipient name, I guarantee it's not going to come out, and that's because it's not going to come up, and that's because it cannot index emails because it requires a certain level of authentication. And this is what I wanted to explain to you. Many people we want to basically access the deep web, and they really don't understand that the deep web is also part of the clear web, but slightly different. Now the dark web contains things that are purposely hidden, not necessarily for security reasons, and requires special software to access it, which we'll be discussing later in this course. And the example of that is Tor. We need the Tor browser to access the darknet, because those are basically sites that are purposely hidden so that basically you can't index them with a search engine on the deep web and the surface web. So that's basically it. We basically interchange these two terms together, but in essence they're all the same because they cannot be indexed through a search engine. Alright, so that's basically it for the first video. Hope you guys found this interesting. If you have any questions, just enter them in the Q&A section.